Hello and welcome. This is Angie with thecountrysheetcottage.net. So today we're going to talk about making a split monogram. We're actually going to head on over to Cricut Design Space. We're going to talk about a few different options when you're making your split monogram, and then you can decide which one you like for your project. So let's head to Cricut Design Space and see how to do this. So we're going to go over a few options for creating split monograms. The first is right in Cricut Design Space. So click Images, click Cartridges, and search for split. You'll then find a cartridge that has tons of split monograms, and there's several different varieties for each letter. Now, some of these are really great, like the D here is gorgeous, but the problem I have with my last name is it starts with H, and the line is always through the middle of the H, so it basically looks like two I's together. It really drives me crazy. So I like to make my own split monograms, but you can definitely just pick one of these. If, say, your name started with N, you could just insert that into Cricut Design Space. And then you would just need to type the text in the font of your choice. And then you could type your name. Change the color of it, change the size, and have a split monogram all within a couple seconds. Now, what if your name is like mine? It starts with H. You're not wild about any of the pre-made options. Then you can search images. Be sure that you're on the Images tab, and then search for whatever letter you want. So tons of options will come up for the letter. So look for one that's either offset, like higher than the center, or a little lower than the center, or for the one I picked, we'll drop back to the canvas. So I picked this one right out of Cricut Design Space because with this angled middle here, I can cut out the center without disturbing the middle, and it will still actually look like an H when I split it. So there's two different ways you can split this monogram as well. So the first, we're going to do a square. I'm going to unlock it. Then we're going to size it to fit across this letter, but wide enough where we will be able to type our name. And then we'll pick the group itself, and we're going to pick each element in the group. So we're going to pick the first element, and then I'm holding down Control, and I'm picking my square, and then I'm going to click Slice. Why do I do that? Because you can only pick two things at one time and slice them. So I need to cut each piece of this monogram individually. Now when the slice is done, I can delete the piece it sliced out. And then these two other pieces, I want to weld those together. Now my box is back together. Now I can pick the second piece of my monogram, hold Control down on my keyboard, pick the square and slice. And then once again, the first two pieces I will weld back together. The other piece I will delete off. And we'll pick the square once again, the next piece, and we'll continue with this until every piece is sliced. And now, since I have all the pieces sliced, I can get rid of the square itself. And then we just need to reorient these pieces so we can see them all. So I'm going to send that to the back. I'm going to bring this to the front. And I'm going to move this one forward. So now we have our monogram back. Now we can make it look like this one with a shape. So we'll need a square again. Unlock it, and we're going to make a long and skinny bar that goes all the way across our monogram. And then we're going to make it one of the colors of the monogram itself. And we're going to copy it, paste it, add it to here. Then we can actually pick both of those and we can align those center so that they're aligned together. Now, all that's left to do is just like last time, we can add our text. We can put that in the center. We can resize it. And we can change it to a color that's in the monogram itself. So there's one option for creating that split monogram. The next option is even easier. So I have that same H that I picked out, and we're going to add a square. We are going to resize this to where our word would fit inside, and it looks good across the middle. So that looks pretty good. And then we need to change it to a color that matches our monogram. And then we add text. Drop that right over the top. Resize it to fit in our rectangle. And change the color of the text to whatever we like. Now you know how to make a split monogram in Cricut Design Space. So it's actually pretty easy, right, to create a split monogram. Now, what are you going to do with that? Like I mentioned, there are tons of options, but I simplified the monogram I made a little bit, and I actually added it to paper napkins. So if you didn't know, you can add iron-on to paper napkins for parties and so much more. So if you want to see how to add iron-on to paper napkins, I'm going to drop a link below for a blog post, and I'm going to walk through the steps there for actually putting the iron-on onto the napkins, and then so you can create the split monogram just like we talked about. Simplify it a little bit if you want to, just so you don't have so many layers on your napkin, and then add that iron-on to a napkin that you cut with any of your Cricut machines. So thank y'all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions about making the split monogram itself or anything we've done in the video, please ask those in the comment section below. Can't find the link for adding the iron-on to napkins? You can definitely drop a comment below as well, and I'll be happy to get that for you. If you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of our videos, as we do Cricut videos every single week. So thank y'all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week with another Cricut craft. Thanks y'all. Bye-bye.